What this group of people has in common is that they have a vision for what they want our community to be like. And they're taking their particular skills and experiences into making our community what they see in their own vision.
I don't consider myself a visionary, I just consider myself a doer.
For me, it was clarity to solve a problem.
A visionary usually is somebody who recognizes they can't do it on their own.
I tend, in my professional life, to look at things differently. I've learned that about myself.
My vision was from my parents. The vision was that you can make it. You can overcome anything if you work at it.
We haven't embraced yet, as a nation, healthcare as a basic human right.
It's a matter of letting people know that they're worthwhile so that they can go about their lives in a way that is positive, that is productive, and benefits the community as a whole. I grew up right here in Syracuse in Pioneer Homes, a housing project. Our family circumstances and finances, weren't the best, but they weren't the worst either. My mother did an excellent job at raising 6 children as a single parent. But there were lessons that I needed to learn that my mother couldn't teach me. Having adults acknowledge my presence was something that made me feel worthwhile, like I had a purpose in this world. My vision for this community is the community that nurtures, protects, and helps the growth, particularly of our young people.
This is my faithful companion, Spike. Spike is a certified pet therapy dog. I have a level of pain. I was unable to have any children. My husband says, go get a dog. And I got this wonderful dog named Maddie. I got into positive reinforcement training. I started to work in the inner city schools with certified pet therapy. And then I got an incessant call from this gentleman who had a program for dogs to vets. And I literally thought he was a veterinarian, and I turned him down and I said, sir, I really appreciate you're asking for some help, but I do a lot for the veterinarian community. And he says, no, I'm a veteran. And I said, oh. And that is actually how I stepped into the veteran space. We built ClearPath for veterans on that concept of having a canine companion to help you be a better person, essentially. The dog is God spelled backwards and really keeps the organization together.
Rahma means mercy in Arabic. It was set as a clinic for everyone. I grew up in Lebanon in a time of severe civil war. I was very fortunate with my wife to come to the US in '93 and get medical training. My wife got pregnant with triplets, and if we didn't have health insurance, even 2 working physicians would still be paying into what they owe. We just couldn't sit on our fortune while watching others suffer. And that was one of the main motives 10 years ago. We set up a clinic to serve others.
My passion has always been in the arts and entertaining. And anytime I can do that to move people, I love it. My relationship with Interfaith Works goes back a long way, but I can't talk about that without talking about the duck race and what so many people are missing. I'm doing an advertisement now, what you're missing if you don't go out to the duck race. I've been emceeing and co-emceeing since day one. The joy I get from what the duck race is about, do not duck racism. I don't want to slam the news, because that's where I come from, but too often what people see on the news is how we shape our views about other people. We need more good news stories. There's so much good going out there, and if you could see more of the good than the bad, that's a great place to start.
Vision may too be hindsight. When I started thinking about Yom HaShoah, the recognition of the Holocaust, I said, but there are other people in this community who have suffered as well. Why shouldn't they be part of this? Yes, this is Jewish, and yet there were people in the Congo, in Rwanda, and other places who suffered. We can't compare suffering. Suffering doesn't have a numerical value to it's pain. And so how do we reach out to the other communities and say, please share with us in acknowledging the pain of what people have done to one another. Because if we only say we're the only ones, then we've denied what God gave us, which was dignity.
I look at the hotel as an excellent example of what the community can do. I grew up here. I have a lot of memories there. The first wedding reception I ever went to was in the Persian Terrace. I also had my senior ball there with my wife. Didn't want to see it lost, and really saw the potential in what the building could be, both for the city and as a hotel. We have an incredibly diverse staff down at the hotel, one of the most diverse in all of Marriott's system. You know, InterFaith was one of the first recipients of an award that we give out on a regular basis. And that award comes from a percentage of dollars that are collected at the hotel that are set aside so that the employees can decide where it's going to go. And the reason InterFaith got it, because they had really helped some of our associates who were immigrants come to this country, get assimilated, and then get them jobs in our hotel, and they decided themselves to come back and award that.
Our vision is to integrate free legal assistance into the community in such a way that everyone who has need for free legal assistance has the ability to reach an attorney. I have an absolute belief that everybody wants to try to help, and therefore everybody wants to volunteer with the Volunteer Lawyers Project. I just think it is beyond upsetting when people are not treated with dignity based upon their economic status, based upon their race, based upon their sexual orientation or their gender identity. Any of these things, it's infuriating, you know? And the law is one of those areas where you have a real ability to try to right those wrongs.
This mission of interfaith, of respect and dignity of people of all faith, is very important to me. I want to see my community and my nation in which a peaceful living prevails. And we are honored to be co-chair for this year's annual award dinner.
The InterFaith Leadership Award, I say, wow.
Being recognized by a peer organization like Interfaith Works feels like a tremendous honor.
An incentive to continue on the path that I'm on, to continue doing as much as I can do for the betterment of this community. And to the 100, I think it's reinforcement.
I'm not sure I can tell you in words. That's what it means to me.
It's an acknowledgement of a lot of hard work, but not just my hard work.
I'm very grateful for being recognized for the work that ClearPath does, but I would add that nothing great is done alone.
People could be guided by religion, could be guided by philosophy, or simply be guided by instinct. We get tremendous peace of mind at the end.
We all can do this. We all have in our hearts and in our minds what we want the community to be like. So let's just go out and make that happen.
Don't give up.
Get involved. I think the primary obstacle that we have to get over is fear. The one thing that I've found to help me overcome my fear is my faith.
Vision is that we learn to act. We learn to act now, not later, because later it becomes too late to act.
If you have the skill set, apply it to your community to make it a better place. And I say get off the bench, get in the game.
At the end of the day, if we want to lift up the community, it's going to be all of us lifting together.